Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Łukasz Cioch, and this is the EIT Food Innovation Prizes Competition 2020. Innovation Prizes is one of the largest startup competitions in the agri-food vertical in Southern and Eastern Europe. We award prizes to entrepreneurs and early-stage startups developing innovative products and services that can transform our food system. This month, we are running online finals in 17 countries in Southern and Eastern Europe and award prizes to the most innovative and ambitious agri-food startups. I hope you'll enjoy watching this year's 6th country final. Today, we're in Poland. Dzień dobry Państwu. The last few months have all been about coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic on everyone's lips in every news broadcast worldwide. It is believed to have started at a food market in China. What followed has seriously impacted the food systems around the world. We all remember those news updates with empty shelves and very long queues in front of supermarkets. Over the past 3 months, millions of people were pushed to rely on food banks. Thousands of tons of crops were left unpicked in the fields for a period of time. In multiple cities, regions, and locations, a great variety of services were disrupted. It's almost fair to say that never in the history of mankind has something so small destabilized so much in such a short period of time. But we also saw some good things. People returning to cooking more, planting their own fruits and vegetables, shopping more locally, supporting local restaurants, farmers, and food producers. What we are witnessing, however, is also a very important wake-up call, an opportunity to transform our food systems towards much healthier, much safer, and much more sustainable long-term solutions. Those who think there is still time to wait are simply wrong, and big businesses are unfortunately too slow to change. What the world needs is bright, fast-paced startups who are showing that you can make money, yes, but above all, make a difference. The startups that you will hear from today dedicate themselves day in, day out to bringing that transformation about. Having said that, it's obviously not an easy time. Not an easy year for startups and businesses in general. Trillions of dollars worldwide have been wiped out all over the world, resulting in bankruptcies, millions of people losing jobs, and lots of industries and taxpayers grinding to a halt in a day, essentially. This is why EIT Food moved its Innovation Prizes competition online and to the summer season so that startups could rely on critical funding as and when they most need it. Today, in the Polish final, we'll meet 8 ambitious early-stage agri-food startups. They were selected among over 30 applications that EIT Food received in spring. And before we invite the startups to pitch, we'd like to welcome to our virtual stage representative of EIT Food, Julia Bodnar, who will tell us more about EIT Food and the support they provide to agri-food startups. Hello, Julia. Hi.
Hi, Łukasz. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well. I hope all the participants can also hear you well.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for welcoming me to our virtual stage. I'm happy to be here today on behalf of EIT Food. And before we kick off the pitches, tell you in a couple of words what we do, why, and how we support agri-food entrepreneurs. Hello, everybody. So as Łukasz said, my name is Julia Bodnar. I work for EIT Food. And our mission is to transform Europe's food system, make it more sustainable, trusted, and healthier, both for people and for our environment. For those of you who haven't heard about us before, EIT Food is an initiative that was started by the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. We do lots of different things and organize so many activities, but probably the easiest way to think about EIT Food is a network of key partners in the food system. We're working with the biggest food companies in Europe, such as Nestle, PepsiCo, Maspex, Valio, VTT, to name the few. leading universities, University of Cambridge, Technion, University of Warsaw, research organizations, and startups, of course, to bring about a transformation in the food system. And as Łukasz mentioned before, we need this transformation more than ever. In the last couple of months, I believe all of us saw how important our food system is and also how fragile it is. On top of all the pandemics and rapid climate changes, we keep wasting the third of the food that we produce. The obesity is on the rise, while at the same time, we have people in some parts of the world suffering from malnutrition and undereating. So you don't really have to look far to spot so many problems in our food system, and they need to be solved now. And we really believe at EIT Food that startups can be a key part of this transformation. So while we do many activities in education, public engagement, and innovation, entrepreneurship is another key area that we focus on at EIT Food. So we really try to help startups at each and every stage of their development. Whether you've got an idea, a young business, or a more mature company, we've got different programs to help you grow. The Innovation Prizes competition is a good example of that. You're watching it today, so you can see it from the inside. As our host already mentioned, we organize it in 17 different countries, and in each country we shortlist 8 startups that compete for 3 cash prizes. What happens later is that in October we run a grand final where the first prize winners from all 17 countries come together. They get trained, they get really expert feedback on their products, and they compete for much larger prizes. So to mention a couple of other programs that we do and that might be interesting for young food innovators among our viewers. For the early stage startups and entrepreneurs, we have the program called Seedbed. In this program, we give you the money, the skills, the contacts to go out and validate your business model. We really push you to reach to your potential customers. Actually, we ask you to talk at least 100 of them and use this critical feedback to strengthen your value proposition, to figure out how to market your solution and plan your next steps. Then for the medium stage companies, we have a program called Food Accelerator Network. In this program, ambitious entrepreneurs who already got some traction on the market, they can develop their new skills, get access to investors and media, new customers, work and learn from the best mentors, experts, and also partners in our network. These programs that I'm mentioning, they're running at the moment, but you can apply for them for the next edition in 2021. And actually, FAN has been called a mini MBA for entrepreneurs. And it's really a fantastic opportunity for any agri-food startups out there. And finally, we've got a program called Rising Food Stars, which is actually an association, a network of 50 plus high impact scale-ups. So more mature companies who are looking to expand to different markets, to strengthen their position, their cooperation, and scale up further. These scale-ups are getting partnered up with some of the biggest food companies from our partner list, and they are doing innovation projects together. And by doing so, they can bring the change to the food system much faster. So we've really got lots and lots of different opportunities and support programs. I've mentioned just a couple of them today, not to take too much time from the startups. You're very welcome to get in touch with us directly. Find me and my colleagues on LinkedIn. Our emails are also on the website. Our job is to help as many innovative food entrepreneurs as possible. So if that's you, please do not hesitate to reach out. And on this note, I'd like to thank you for your attention, for joining our online final in Poland, and wish good luck to all the startups competing today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julia. It's great to have you with us. And also thank you for all the behind the scenes work you're doing in preparation for all the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 8 startups today competing for the country final prizes. Let me just remind you, the first prize is €5,000. The second prize is €3,000. The third prize is €1,000. These prizes will go to the teams who, in our jury's opinion, have the most innovative and impactful solutions for our food system. Moreover, the winner of the first prize will be invited to the grand final in autumn, where the finalists from all 17 countries will compete for prizes up to 25,000 euros. Apart from that, all first prize winners will get access to top quality training before the grand final. Last but not least, we'll also be awarding the audience prize during today's final. Needless to say, perhaps our audience plays a key role in this competition. During the jury deliberations and our keynote speech, each audience member will be in a position to cast their vote to say which startup they thought was the best during today's final. The startup that wins your hearts and minds will receive 2,000 euros. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our today's jury. We have Annick Verwin from EIT Food. Hello, Annick. We have Tomasz Perkowski, the Foundation for Polish Science. We have Krzysztof Stopa, Stat Agro, and we have Paolo Orella, VTT. Hi. I suppose everyone can hear everyone. It should work, hopefully. Let me start with a tricky question for the jury, now that you will be asking tough questions to our competitors. I remember a situation not so long ago when I was supposed to interview a very famous novelist, writer, English writer, prolific enough to be continuously writing for 40 years, you can imagine. Quite a passion. But anyway, right before our on-stage interview, the night before, in fact, not right before, we had dinner just to discuss the contents of the conversation. And the first question he asked me went like this: what makes you qualified to be asking me questions on the stage tomorrow? So that was pretty blunt, I can imagine. But let me reverse this question to you now. What makes you qualified and experienced to come up with a fair judgment of our competitors at the end of the day today? Let me start maybe with, why not, Annick?
Thanks, Lukasz, for this tricky question to start with.
It is, isn't it?
Qualified. Yes, it is. It is. But it makes sense. You should ask yourself these questions. And I don't consider myself qualified, but I do like to work with young companies. So I work with the rising food stars, like Julia explained, which are companies who make impact and make money. But to be honest, I think the biggest challenge is in helping those that want to create impact but are not making money yet. So I don't think it's about asking them tricky questions. It's about trying to help them to maybe find a little bit the weak spots in their business model and support them as such.
Absolutely, fair enough. But at the same time, let us not forget, this is a competition where at the end of the day, you will need to decide on the first 3 spots. Thank you,
Yes,
Annick.
no, okay.
Sure. Can we go to Tomasz?
Yeah, it's a very good question, although a tricky one. And I'm just thinking about withdrawing myself from this jury because I don't have a good answer. Because if you judge startups, it's very hard to find a right criteria. Because at the end of the day, we don't know who will win and who will lose in the market, because that's just a competition. But the final frontier is the market itself. So we can just recommend or challenge these startups, but it's really up to them what will happen in the future with them.
Well, not to get too philosophical, I guess life is too short for easy questions and easy answers, isn't it? Thank you, Tomasz. Krzysztof, what would be your answer to our first tricky question of the day?
Well, I just like to ask questions, so maybe that's why I'm here. And on top of that, I developed a small startup, well, with my college, of course, not just me. I'm just a CTO. But we have fight for 6 years to win the market, as that's the competition. and we made it so far. So I think that experience also can help to maybe give some advice to other who are on the starting position.
It most certainly will. Thank you very much, Krzysztof. And last but not least, we have Paolo with us.
Hey, Lucas, thanks for this. And actually, thanks for being here. It's really great to be able to help. And actually, I would say that I like to help, especially young entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general, to shape their ideas and move to the next level. I've been an entrepreneur myself more than a couple of times, and I've been running accelerators, several of those for a number of years, screening maybe more than 4,000 cases and deploying some 50 million. So I do have a bit of experience on that one, and well, more than happy to try to help in this case for this beautiful program.
Paolo definitely sounds like more than a bit of experience. Thank you very much. It's great to have you all with us, and time for our first competitor.
Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, bioproducts, probiotics for healthy plants, solutions provided by nature, Microbe Plus.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Ogar and I'm representing Microbe Plus, startup which develop innovative microbiological product for effective plant growth. Did you have any idea about what an insect has to do with a chocolate bar or rat with a peanut butter? They are under strict regulation of FDA in the US or REACH in the European Union. There is no way to get rid of all creatures from your food, but there are strict rules how many of them you can eat per day. For example, the dark delicious chocolate might contain up to 30 insects. Sorry, chocolate lovers. But good news is that the peanut butter is one of the most controlled foods in FDA list. And on average, you can find just one rotten hair in 100 grams of peanut butter. How about some molds for a breakfast? Strawberry jam can have up to 30% of mold. There are also strict regulation what kind of plant protection products known as pesticide farmers can use to get rid of unwanted creatures, including molds. Registration procedure of pesticide is very complex, takes up to 11 years, and it's very costly. All that to prove no negative impact on environment. But is it really so? Modern sustainable agriculture is all about innovative breeding technologies, AI-based models, precise farming, but above all about restriction use of chemicals. So how we can solve these problems? We develop a bioproduct, which we call probiotic. By protecting plants against pathogens, farmers can achieve better yield. And our product is a combination of pesticide and biostimulant. Multi-ingredient combination of beneficial microbes improve plant conditions. Also, thanks to our eco-friendly product, farmers can decrease use of chemical pesticide. Molecular biology, but not GMO, boost effectiveness. And there is no environmental burden. Let's see how this looks in a practice. On the left side, you see the samples which is not protected, and plants are not very happy. On the right side, you see that we protected with our microbiological product, and they look much happier, even for non-expert eye. Our aim is to replace or at least reduce use of synthetic pesticides, which are costly, quite often harmful, and less effective due to resistance to pathogen. Our customized bioproduct is eco-friendly, effective against wide range of pathogens. There is no problem with residues, and molecular techniques allowed us to customize programs for farmers. For example, in Thailand, there is only 8 biopesticides available compared to over 2,000 chemical ones. And maybe that is why such things like that still taking place. In Croatia this year, 50 million of bees died from food poisoning. And this is just one example, but there is plenty of nasty chemicals used for agriculture, which might cause severe damages to humans and environment. Therefore, we should look for environmentally friendly solutions. Because still, 1.3 billion people live off the land. Food production worth over 1.3 trillion US dollars, and it makes it the largest industry. Market of organic products growing fast because people want to eat healthy food. Effective implementation of such a project is possible thanks to our great interdisciplinary team of biotechnologists, microbiologists, marketing, and of course, financial support. Our team shares passion for microbes and love for a great food. Quick timeline, what is ahead of us? We already tested our solution in a lab scale. Now we are in a phase of making stable formulation. Then we want to move to greenhouse test and then field test in order to register our product in US and in the EU. We are going to use our reward also to organize educational campaign for farmers to teach them how to reduce the risk of exposure to dangerous chemicals, how to choose safer product, and how to effectively use biopesticide. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Microbe Plus. We have Anna Ogar joining us live now.
Hello, Łukasz. Do you hear me well?
Yes, Anna, I can hear you. I put myself on mute
done.
and that's all you could hear from me. Anna, great to have you with us. Wonderful. Bioproducts, probiotics for healthy plants, solutions provided by nature. One of the fascinating things you said in the presentation is that your team shares a passion for microbes. How difficult is it to find a team that shares a passion for microbes? Tell me.
To be honest, it's not that difficult because they're beautiful. And of course, beside those that they might cause harm to us, for example, coronavirus, a lot of microbes are very much needed in our environment, including our own body, because we have probiotics in our gut. And without that, we wouldn't be the same as we are. And saying that we are what we are eating is very much true because majority of our body contain of microbes.
You don't need to convince me twice on that. You might just consider using "microbes are beautiful" as a slogan for your company. And with that, I hand it over to you and the jury. Enjoy. 5 minutes only.
Pleasure to meet you all. Hello.
Nice to meet you too. And it's always a bit frustrating to find out that we eat more than only food after a presentation like that.
Absolutely.
But thanks for that. I just have a small question. If you will get the first prize, being 5K, what will you do with it? How will you be able to jump as a young company?
You know, one part, as we mentioned, we want to start with educational campaign because that's the first step to teach farmers what to do, how to apply our product, because many of them still rely on a chemical pesticide because that's what they know. And without this educational how to use biopesticide, when, in which phase, it's not good enough to tell them that you have just a good product. That's why it's so crucial for us to start with that. And of course, this reward partially can be also distributed to some laboratory work, because that's what we wanted to do, and that's where we want to improve.
Okay, thank you, Anna.
Thank you. So if you want to educate farmers, are you ready or prepared to mass production of your products? How many products do you have in your portfolio?
As we say, we are early stage startup, and of course we don't have a final product yet because that's take some time. And as I say in our presentation, we are in a lab scale having like 5 pre-products, which will be later on tested in a greenhouse and in test field condition, because that's where all the magic takes place. Because even if something shows very promising results in a lab scale, it doesn't need necessarily be proved in the real conditions. And answering directly your questions, we have several promising products, but we need some time to, develop them in order to place them on the market. But hopefully we can be ready with that within year maximum, which is still very short time in this kind of industry. Because as I say, it's a highly regulated market, and even if you have a good product, you cannot just place it on the market because you have it in hand. It needs to be proved and validated in many very strict tests to be 100% sure that later on, whatever you will eat and consume will not cause any harm to you.
And have you tested your product against other biostimulants that are already on the market? Just to make
yes,
a comparison?
Of course. That's what we're always doing. We compare our product with product of our competitors, which is never easy because majority of the biostimulants, especially biostimulants available on the market, they are majorly for greenhouse plants applications. It's diverse option of it, but what we talk.
Oh, I'm afraid Anna got disconnected for a while. Anna, are you with us? I think the jury cannot hear you, Anna. Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the first Q&A. Let's see if we can reconnect with Anna. I'm afraid we'll have to go back to Microbe Plus. Anna has used up only half of her available time for the Q&A session. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll do our best to reconnect with Anna. In the meantime, let us proceed to the second contestant of the day, Bio2 Materials, Dawid Wróblewski. We create organic leather from apples for people who care.
Bio2 Materials. We manufacture leather using apples, and we're getting pretty good at it. We realized that the leather industry currently is skewed, as it allows for animal cruelty, with more than 1 billion animals a year slaughtered for their skins or hides. It also often uses hazardous chemicals for tanning or coloring processes, which can lead to dangerous water pollution. The substitutes: artificial leather is typically petroleum-based. It uses polyurethane or polyvinyl chloride, which are not biodegradable, and they end up filling the landfills. The alternative: bio-based leather. In Poland, we are the biggest producer of apples and apple juice in Europe. However, during the production process of apple juice, a byproduct is created that has low or non-commercial value, and that is apple pulp or apple pomace. By combining solutions from food processing industry and textile industry, we are able to mix apple pulp with natural additives and create vegan leather. Its qualities: no animal cruelty, petroleum-free, biodegradable material that has low water absorption and relatively high durability. To protect our IP rights, we filed our first patent application. We plan to run our business in B2B model, selling material to manufacturers of leather products. The business is characterized with high profitability, as vegan leather is a premium product with relatively high selling price. However, our production costs are on par with low-cost artificial leather. This results in high margins. We forecast the EBITDA margin to reach about 70%. We already secured letters of intent from actually biggest shoe manufacturers in Poland, as well as the biggest clothing retailer. Also, in the last 15 months, we received 150 email inquiries about our offer. And we learned that we invite viral marketing. We were featured in multiple media, and we received first awards without any expenditures from our side. The synthetic leather market is growing. It's currently dominated by polyurethane and PVC materials, and its biggest segment in terms of application is footwear. However, the bio-based niche is emerging, with first players mainly still in R&D phase, similar to Bio2 materials. However, also first players start to launch sales. The organic additives used range from pineapple leaves to apples, mangoes, and grapes. What's distinctive for us is that our material is petroleum-free and biodegradable, and our production process allows us to offer low competitive prices. We concluded our laboratory scale R&D program, and now we plan to move to a phase in which we will design and assemble our first pilot production machine, which we will later on scale to industrial capacities, also finally launching our own production plant. We plan to start sales as soon as the pilot production machine is ready, which we plan for March 2021, starting with leather accessories, then moving to the segment of clothing and shoes. Our team comprises of 4 co-founders with various backgrounds, starting with architecture, but also biopolymer chemistry and strong scientific achievements, including a team member who is a holder of multiple patents, and me, responsible for business development and finance. We're currently searching for investors, and when it comes to EIT food price, we plan to use it to order external tests that would verify mechanical properties of our leather. Thank you for your attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go back to Anna's Q&A at the end after the last 8th competitor's presentation. And for now, after our second contestant's presentation, we have Dawid Wróblewski of Bio2 Materials joining us live, hopefully without any interruptions whatsoever. Hello, Dawid.
Hey, hello, Łukasz. It's a pleasure to be here.
A miracle, Dawid. I can hear you, I can see you. Let's not put a jinx on it, but you certainly remember a story from school of Isaac Newton and the iconic apple falling from the tree and giving him this brilliant idea, one of many, one of the most brilliant minds in the history of mankind. So what made you come up with an idea that you could actually turn apples into leather?
Well, it was actually a following process. First of all, the idea was initiated by two friends of mine, the two ladies who are co-founders of Bio2 Materials, who are architects. And on daily basis in their work, they investigate various materials, and they are, I will be blunt here, eco-freaks. So they are in love with ecological innovations, and simply looking for bio-based solutions for leather. They realized that Poland is actually the biggest producer of apples, and we have abundance of this resource and this fruit in Poland.
So what is next? Potato leather?
Well, actually, funny that you ask, because we started trials that included, for example, carrots, and we already have very promising results.
Right. Let's see how well you proceed for the Q&A session with our jury. Just make sure you enjoy it, Dawid. 5 minutes. Over to you and the jury.
Thank you.
Hello, David. Google search gives about 9 million hits if you write down leather made of apples or apple skin. It includes a few of quite developed companies, some of them from Italy, which are developing the same product. So what's your secret sauce which makes your product the best one on the market?
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. First of all, I would say that it already shows the interest in the solution, right? So it's a good signal regarding the demand. However, regarding the competitor from Italy that you mentioned, it's called Frumat, and their product's branded apple skin. However, what they are doing, they are mixing 50% of apples with 50% of plastic, with polyurethane. So just to be quite direct here, it's not a very elegant or innovative solution, and it doesn't give you a few things that we could provide, which is full biodegradability. So this is actual ecological advantage on our side. Second of all, actually, if you even try to probably right now type in frumat.it, I think that you will see that their website is not working. So they are, I can tell you, also on very early stage, and they are also just starting on their journey.
Can you show us sample of this leather made of apples?
I don't have it just near the computer. I'm sorry, I cannot show it to you. However, even on the first slide of the presentation, you could see that we are already able to produce in a laboratory scale A4 sheets of the apple-based leather, and we are already stitching actual wallets or, for example, covers for phones. So we know that this material can be used for actual stitching or engraving on it. So we already have first prototype products that we're able to manufacture.
And how much apple pulp you need to produce 1 ton, for example, of leather?
I will try to answer that quickly.
Or one sheet A4.
For every kilogram of mass of material that we are using, 55% is apple pulp in terms of mass. And actually, the question is a bit difficult for me to answer, because what we are, like the unit in which we sell material is linear meters, not kilograms. So it's not that easy from the top of my head to give you the exact number. However, if you give me just a moment, I will do my best. Just 1 second.
Just because you mentioned that, well, I saw that on the presentation that the amount of pulp is like 500 tons, as
okay.
I remember. So you have an upper limit, just for that.
Yes, okay, so first of all, it's 0.7 kilograms per 1 meter of material, and our full-scale production plant that we envision to have in 2025 will be using 1.9 million, so 1,200,000 tons, right? 1.2 million tons a month. And here I can tell you that even single juice manufacturing plant, actually one of the biggest in Poland, is using about 8,000 tons, so 8 million tons a month. So actually we were in discussions with such producers who were actually inviting us, interested in us placing our factory next to theirs, so that we could be actually taking their waste material directly from them, solving their waste problem, right? In some regard, of course.
Dawid, there's always a trade-off between the quality you can achieve versus the durability or the cost of doing it. How is the situation at the moment compared to competitors?
15 seconds, Dawid.
Yes, so what we're able actually to file as a patent, and what's innovative in our case, is that we were able to limit the water absorption of the material, which is normally a problem for bio-based material, that they simply, when you immerse them in water, they increase and they have lower rigidity. In our case, actually, the water absorption is similar to animal leather, and similarly the resistance to tearing.
Thank you very much. Dawid, bad news and good news. Do we start with bad news first? The bad news is that you probably would have used up at least 5 more minutes to answer all the jury questions. You know what the good news is, though?
And it would be a pleasure, I must say.
I'm sure it would. The good news is that even if you don't win the main prize, the second, the third, the audience prize today, even if you don't win anything today, chances are there might be a company in Cupertino who might be interested in a company using the word Apple quite often in principle. So good luck with your project. All the best. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was Dawid Wróblewski, Bio2 Materials. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now proceed to the third competitor, Magnetica, electrostimulation technology for plants and seeds.
Hello. My name is Hubert Mrozek, and I'm gonna show you how we develop our future of how we grow plants. The lack of land and space for growing food is a big problem. This is the result from the climate changes and the increased demand for food. One of the basic problems of our civilization. We need 2% more land per year. And the solution to this problem is in a better, deeper understanding of how the plant works, not by GMO, not by pesticides, or artificial food. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our technology, electrostimulation's plant and seed. We built the first device that is a generator of electromagnetic waves, which is able to accelerate plant growth. How? Every plant needs energy for photosynthesis. To date, plants only get it from the sun and light waves. Thanks to our quantum technology, we are able to provide the plant with more energy on our electromagnetic waves for faster growth and better yield, up to 24% faster. We focus first on greenhouses, which is worth 38 billions. It is easiest to implement our devices in a greenhouse. Market, as we see, is growing very fast. We carry out the first implementation on tomatoes. We segment the greenhouses market by hectares. So we implement our solution as providing technology per hectare, which consists of about 200 our small devices installed in 1 hectare of greenhouse. In the right corner, a photo from signing our first contract and our device in the form of MVP. Business model based on implement hectares. Right now we have first customers to implement our technology. The biggest greenhouse in Poland. We will implement almost 5 hectares. We sell our solution for 200,000 per year. Calculations for greenhouses show that only from energy savings we can generate a profit of over 60,000. It's only from energy savings, and the next half of this amount is faster harvesting, water reduction, etc. but the other savings are calculated individually for greenhouse. We are preparing 2 hardware and 1 software patent applications, which we will send after the first implementation. We have the only competition, but the huge one, China Agriculture University. They develop only electrostatic method, which is dangerous and easy to duplicate, but they are financed by China's government. And solutions work on our solutions work on all types of plants and can be an alternative to the sun. They only use electrostatic in the air. They will have a big problem installed in Europe. Right now, we are building our own workspace, and at the beginning of 21, carrying out the first implementation. Then, obviously, documenting the entire technology and secure it. For all milestones, we raised money from our investor. We also acquired customers and partners to cooperate. We work, for example, with Agriculture Institute from Poznań. So now we only need to work and change our world. There is only one more key milestone. Firstly, the 8-foot award is very high prestige for us, which will help in negotiation, especially for us. But thanks to the award, we will be able to equip our devices with additional AI models, which will monitor the life of plants in real time by electromagnetic waves, even at the night, and signalize every problem with plants in the real time. It has to be future. And funding team has almost 40 years of experience and characters which complement each other. This is just the funding team because they are too many partners and colleagues. And I'm founder of this project and develop technology. Joanna, our project manager, work with Netflix, for example. Dominik is one of the best machine constructor in Poland, work with even our government. And my bro is our technical programmer. And I think that's it. And huge innovations come from Poland, and it's very soon. It's very soon. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Magnetica. We have Hubert Mrozek joining us live now for the Q&A session. Hello, Hubert. Hi.
Hi, everyone. Hello, Łukasz. It's a pleasure to be
Hi, how are you today?
here.
It's a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure for me as well.
You know, July, middle of the year, you would think it's a perfect holiday season. When I think about it, after 17 conferences in 1 month, I will probably need some electro-stimulation myself in the morning after those conferences just to wake up.
Prefer use coffee right now. should
but how many coffees can you drink in a day? Hubert, are you ready for the Q&A session with the jury?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's start it.
Just make sure you enjoy. Over to you and the jury.
Paolo here, actually. Have you thought about any potential cancerogenal effect or, proving that there's a cancerogenal effect in the long term?
Yes. Firstly, our research shows that there are no negative effects on plants or people. Of course, we are now working with an Agriculture Institute from Poznań, and we have unnecessary certifications for the first installation of our solution, and we will working on it. And from our side, we see it safe, and we will get some necessary certificates.
Okay, thank you. And one more question was actually more unclear from your presentation. What are the costs versus the benefits in terms of increase in productivity or decrease in time you were mentioning? So if you quantify.
Yes, the price we sell our solution as a technology per hectare. So it means our about 200 devices, which is installed in 1 hectare of greenhouse. It costs $200,000 of dollars, 200,000 of Polish zloty, of course. It means approximately about 50,000 of dollars.
But how much energy it consumes to, for example, irradiate, I don't know, maybe a hectare, or I don't know in what scale you operate?
It consumes approximately it consumes about 15 watts per one device, and the savings you can saw on my presentation was included energy that our devices need.
Okay.
What about the other side of the quotation? What is the surplus production of tomatoes in this case, thanks to your technology?
If I understand that question, by reducing period time for vegetation. But
how much?
How much?
Give us the factor.
Yes. From our researches, it's especially for tomatoes is 16% per vegetation time. Obviously, it depends on kind of tomatoes, but it's a little big difference, about 1%, maybe max 2%. So approximately it's 16%.
If I can go back to that business model that also Paolo asked you about, so it's around $50,000 per hectare. Is that how I understand it? If you translate it?
Yes.
And how does that go then? Because you mentioned a price per year. So how does your business model look like? You sell devices or you have a service contract?
This is energy savings for greenhouses. 50,000 a year. Reducing energy they didn't need to push to work the greenhouses. So we sell our technology for $50,000 once, and then you saw energy savings for greenhouses which are divided per year.
Okay, but so you sell a device, but you probably also have a service, or yes. How does that one look like? Because I can imagine that you have a lot of, I don't know, maintenance in a system like that.
Yes, at this moment we don't sell any service for this.
Okay, thank you.
We have 20 seconds left, but it sounds like all the jury questions have been asked for now. Hubert, how are you feeling now after the Q&A session?
Quite good.
Okay. Good luck in today's competition, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Hubert Mrozek of Magnetica, and now we proceed to our fourth contestant, biofilms, designing various types of smart biopolymer films.
Hello, everyone. Can you imagine the food packaging sector without plastics? My name is Ewelina Jamrus, and I am CEO at Biofilms. There is a growing need to find alternatives for synthetic packaging. First of all, because we want to save our planet and the customer awareness is growing. And the second, there are new regulations which obligate the producer to find alternatives for synthetic packaging. The biopolymer films of our invention are the solution. It is only made from natural components. The basic one is furceleran, which is obtained from red algae that can be grown in the sea. The added value includes smart properties, thanks to which the packaged product can be maintained fresh for a longer period of time. The used films can be utilized, for example, in household composter, where it undergoes biodegradation in up to 4 weeks. Every year, the food industry loses 15.6 billion due to the food spoilage in retire. The development of new packaging that is able to extend the shelf life of products by only 1 day would recover 1.8 billion of this loss. Smart interact with the product and the atmosphere, as well as monitor and send information about the condition of packaged product, will be able to significantly reduce food waste. The strongest competition will be other companies producing biodegradable films based on other materials. So far in our research, we concentrate on food. However, this type of film can be used in other branches, not only connected with food. It can be used to produce bags for dogs' poops or dishwasher tablets. We are the owners of several patent applications, including the methods of obtaining films and components for film production. So far, the results have been achieved thanks to funding from various projects, and we have received many awards. So it shows that what we do is very important. 3 variants of commercialization of obtained results are planned. A spin-off company is planned to be set up with members of research team. The second planned option is the implementation of the results of the R&D project on basis of granting a license for results of R&D. The last variant is the sale of entire know-how and technology rights package on external company. This option is the least preferred. Now we are working on increasing barrier properties of tested films because there are food products that require 100% barrier. Moreover, we want to heat our films on welding machine for synthetic packaging. And finally, in cooperation with various companies, we want to test the production of our films on various machines, for example, by electrospinning or casting method. Our team consists of 5 people. I am responsible for film production. Joanna produces gelatin hydrolyze. Piotr and Marzena apply the biopolymer films on food product, and Wojciech is responsible for issue related to transfer of technology from science to business. And as you see, we have a big problem. The big problem is plastic everywhere. So now it's our job to fix this, because by receiving this award, the world will hear about what we do, the prize will prove that what we do is very important, and others also can see this. In my opinion, this type of film is the future. Thank you for attention. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Biofilms. We have Ewelina Jamrus joining us live now. Hello, Ewelina. Hi.
Hello, Łukasz. I'm with Marzena Zając. She's the members of our team. And I
Hi,
think
Marzena.
that Q&A will be perfect with me and Marzena.
Hello, nice to meet you.
I'm sure it will. Hi, Ewelina. Hi, Marzena. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Tell me, before we hand over the jury, what made you come up with this particular idea rather than any other idea?
Because this is natural. We do everything that compare natural components. For example, furceleran, gelatin, and many adjectives. For example, tea extract and nanofillers from tea extract. So everything is natural and it is biodegradable 100%. So it's alternative for synthetic packaging.
Which brings me to one of the main reasons why I really love moderating conferences like this. It's full of smart, hardworking people who also happen to care. Thank you, Ewelina. Marzena, enjoy the Q&A.
Thank
5
you.
minutes only.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So okay, let me start.
Okay, go ahead.
So you use red algae for the production of this film. So what's the effectiveness of this production? That's the first question. And second question, how are you going to provide enough biomass for mass production of your film?
What do you mean by effectiveness?
How many kilograms of algae do you need to produce 1 kilogram of your film?
It's about it's about 10%. I think that 10%, because we have food tolerant and many adjectives. For example, starch. It can be starch, gelatin. So there are a lot of components in these films. So 10%. I think that food tolerant is enough.
Yes, and for the second part of your question, it's very promising because we've been talking to a lot of companies, and we know that there is this great farm being started on Baltic Sea, and they're starting producing algae, and well, generally algae are our future as well, and well, they're going to be used for many products, many also for eating. So we think that this is going to be easy to get the basic material for the films.
And what will be the cost, for example, of producing 1 square meter of biofilm or just a bag?
It is
for the manufacturer?
€1. It is 1 cent.
€1. Yeah, we've calculated that 1 square meter for now, and probably if we can get cheaper materials, it's going to be cheaper.
So it's very similar to the actual plastic bag.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ladies. I have another question. How about competition? Because you mentioned shortly that you're not the only one in biodegradable packaging. What is then your USP? What would make a producer select biofilms instead of another one?
Well, to be honest, there are a lot of companies producing already, or at least they claim that they're producing biofilms or something that are biodegradable. You can find, for example, something based on seaweeds or like many other companies. Really, you can find them. It's just, can you see them on the market? That's the first thing. And the second thing is that the plastic is surrounding us, and even if we could fit in a part with our films, it's going to be good enough.
Moreover, we have value. This is smart properties, because plastic bags, this is a problem, but we have added value. This is smart properties. We have active and intelligent properties. So you can monitor what happened in the package. So what happened, what is the condition of the product. And moreover, you can prolong the shelf life of many products. So I think that added values is very good. It's very good information for customers, for example.
Yes, and what is more?
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about that. This is not just one product. Actually, we're not talking about one type of film, because we're inventing many films depending on the need that we have.
For example, we have vegan films, and we have been here, and for us it is the package. So we have many alternatives, not only for example to fish, to meat. We have vegan products, so every consumers have something for him.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that clear. This is this broad bean, and it's packed for seller on film. You can just if you wet it a little bit, it's going to be
without glue. Without glue.
Yeah, just without glue. You don't need glue for now. And for example, you can just put the whole bag into the boiling water, and it will just dissolve in water, and you don't have any material to throw away. You
don't
just throw the water.
Perfect, thank you.
We don't have waste.
I find it a great idea, especially that it's biodegradable, but there are many other products to extend shelf life, either as a package itself or as an addition to package, or as a spray, liquid, and equivalent ones. Which product segment do you want to focus to start the go-to-market, where you have the biggest benefit compared to your competitors as well, in terms of, durability, functionality, and pricing?
Yeah,
Evelina,
well,
Marzena,
we've
we have
been.
extremely little time. So can we
Yeah,
have a
well,
very
it's
quick
just.
answer?
Yeah, we started talking to companies, the packaging companies, and it's mainly food for now. So I think we start with food.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, time's up. Thank you very much again, Evelina, Marzena. I hope you enjoyed the conversation with the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, now let us proceed to the fifth competitor of the day, TerraBio, the first mobile genetic analyzer on the agri-food market.
Overconsumption of pesticides affects public health and is a threat to wildlife, but they are the most effective weapon against crop pathogens. My name is Alexandra Virajaros and I'm from TerraBio. Today, I would like to show you how, with our innovative technology, farmers will be able to use pesticides prudently. Agriculture consumes a property of the earth, our home planet. Space has been stolen from wildlife to provide food for humanity. We must be reasonable when we are taking someone home for making food and money. Thus, we have to introduce the best solution to maintain sustainable agriculture on the lands we have already incorporated into the food chain. That's why we are developing the first portable genetic analyzer for this sector. Thanks to this solution, you can identify plant diseases in the early stage of infestation on your own, less than 1 hour, and hence reduce usage of pesticides. It means that save your money and provide healthier food. By using our solution, you can test any type of environmental sample containing a DNA, water, soil, plants. Certain elements of the product are being patented. Let's talk about market research. We are focusing on 2 market segments: high-value agricultural producers and sanitary body controlling product quality. When we come to the competitors, what we see is a group of products which has too long analysis time, but also relatively poor list of pathogens which users can identify. Comparing our solution, the advantage is a testing time, less than 1 hour from collection to the result. Another is a multiplexing. Our solution will have wide selection of testing panels, allowing you to detect up to 16 pathogens at once in a number of samples. The TerraBio team consists of outstanding experts in genetics, molecular biology, engineering, and agricultural science, which has an open-minded approach to new ideas and innovative technologies. The company is building its position in the agri-food diagnostic market based on combined efforts of ambitious scientists, commercialization specialists, and management professionals. Our business model is simple. Our customers will purchase a device and testing kits to detect different species of pathogens. We want to distribute by qualified distributors who know our local market. We have identified 2 main groups of customers: individual producers and public institutions. To attain aid in technology readiness level, we need €300,000. Our milestones are finish prototypes and develop a few testing kits, for which we'll answer the most urgent needs. Thanks to Innovation Prize, we could perform pilot implementation to check our device in field conditions, which is an essential step before launching product on the market. To expand test portfolio, validate and certificate device, but also finish all patent application, we need about €3 million and 3 years. This innovation prize will confirm us in beliefs that we, as a population, want to save the world's shrinking land resources by a better use of what we already possess. We want to provide better quality of food and sustainability in agri-food sector. The award will show us as a team that our achievements are not without sense. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was Tara Bayer. We have Alexandra joining us live now. Hello, Alexandra.
Hello, hello.
Hi there, great to have you with us. I remember you started with a sentence which sounds almost like a contradiction in terms: to use pesticides prudently. We all know those beautiful fruits and vegetables from shops and groceries, and yet if we knew the full story behind them, it turns out that they are not so healthy as we would like to believe, right? What
Yes,
made you
it's
come
true.
up with this idea?
Could you repeat?
Because it sounds almost, what made you come up with this idea? Because it sounds almost too good to be true.
We want to thanks to our solution, you can from another.
Alexandra, let me ask this question differently. When did this idea come to your mind, and why?
Okay. Yes. So one of the biggest vegetable producers asked us about if we are able to provide solution for pathogen monitoring. Since then, we are constantly developing our device and testing kits. Currently, we are working on a final prototype, but also for huge variety of panels of tests.
All right. Good luck with the Q&A. Just remember you have 5 minutes only. Enjoy.
Okay, so let me start. I have a question about how the farmer will implement your device on field. Because let's suppose that a farmer has, for example, 4 or 5 hectares of onions. So how he can use that device on daily basis?
Okay, so they need to pick a few, for example, leaves and put to special tubes. After that, put to our device and wait about 1 hour to get result. And they need to pick, as I mentioned, only. I cannot say the final amount of how many leaves they need to collect, but it's not huge amount. So
But that leaves should be picked. Leaves should be picked from the empty field. I mean.
To be honest, I know that farmers know when some diseases are starting, so they know they know that first they should pick plants from this spot, but after that they should check all fields. But it will be probably about 5 leaves, 5 plants per hectare. It's not huge amount.
Okay, thank you.
So how is your product different from Genome Tech Fresh device developed by Miron Tokarski, who is also a member of your team?
We use another methodology of identification. And
it's based on a separate IP, right? Do you have separate IP?
Yes. And thanks to our device, thanks to our solution, you can multiplex in probe. It means that in one tube you can identify up to 4 or 5 pathogen in the same time using one reaction. And Fresh, if I remember correctly, could detect only 1 pathogen per tube.
2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Is there any particular crop that would benefit more than others of your solution because of the particularity that is actually, testing multiple aspects in at the same time?
Could you, because I'm not sure that I understood correctly. I don't hear you.
Unmute, please. Paolo, unmute, please.
There are multiple crops, and there are different solutions. Is there any particular crop where your solution is more beneficial than others due to your capability to test multiple aspects at the same time?
I think that orchards and greenhouses will be a good example because the production is very valuable and they need to spend a lot of money to produce apples, tomatoes, and so on. But the type of crops which demand a lot of spraying and invest and prevention of demands of preventive spraying. Yeah.
Alexandra, what is the price for such a device?
So I cannot say that we have final version of prices, but we plan to sell our device up to €1,000. But testing kits will have price between 40 to 100 euro, but it depends how many pathogens you will identify using one panel. We plan to have panels with.
We need to stop here, I'm afraid. I need to cut short. Sorry, we have already exceeded by 15-20 seconds almost. So thank you very much for the Q&A session. I hope you enjoyed answering all the questions. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. See you later.
See you later. That was Alexandra Vira-Jarosz, Terra Bio. Let us proceed to the sixth startup, Make Grow Lab, a biodesign company which grows alternatives to plastic and textiles.
Welcome everyone, and thank you very much for coming here today. My name is Josh, and I'm here to provide you and the rest of the world with a much needed solution to fight global pollution. You see, at Make Grow Lab, we take the issue of food waste and turn it into a solution that goes far beyond the food industry. Food, a necessity in our lives which not only provides us with energy, but brings us much happiness. With the infrastructure we have today, we can get food from almost anywhere in the world. Now, talk about convenience, right? However, many times, way too much food is produced, and it goes bad before it even reaches our hands. Did you know that the food system is responsible for 1/4 of greenhouse gas emissions? And on top of that, we waste or lose 1/3 of all the food we produce annually. 1/3. That's a huge problem. We are a team of passionate designers and scientists working together to tackle the issue of food waste and use it as a resource to create renewable, versatile, and plastic-free materials. So, how do we do this, and what makes us different? Well, using the circular process, we give this food to a set of microbes. Microorganisms that break this food down in order to build a blanket of cellulose. Now, this cellulose is important to us because its tight fibers function as a great oxygen barrier, a property essential to the preservation of food and makes it highly competitive to paper and plastic. Now, have you ever thought about how long it takes to make one sheet of paper? If you think about it, the whole process for just one sheet of paper can take years. Now, I don't know about you, but this is a lot of risk for such a small reward. Now, our process, on the other hand, does not involve deforestation. It doesn't require much space, heavy use of chemicals, or lots of time to produce. As a matter of fact, it takes a few days from start to finish and results with higher yields of cellulose, which can be used to create durable, home compostable, and plastic-free materials. So, who are our customers and how do we plan to run a business? Well, today we're working with companies interested in adding value to their company, with an emphasis on sustainability, of course. These are companies looking to make a shift from petroleum-based materials to new ones. Interested sectors include the health and beauty, fashion, food, and medical industries. So how do we plan to make money? Well, the first one's the easiest. We wish to produce and sell these materials to other companies. Also, we provide consultation services and waste management. Once our filed patent and trademarks are approved, we will be able to license our technology. By licensing our technology to companies around the world, we can drastically shorten the supply chain and reduce our environmental footprint. Imagine companies being able to grow their own materials using their own local resources. Now, that's amazing and unheard of if you think about it. At the same time, they can provide additional income to farmers and other food producers around the area. Since our establishment last year, we have sold over 100 prototypes and have interested more than 20 companies. With a small scale of production, our material is currently selling at €5 per sheet. Now, this is a price many companies are willing to pay for. However, it is our long-term goal to drastically bring the cost down to make our materials available to the rest of the world. And this is where you come in, because if given the Food Innovation Prize, we will be able to lower the cost of production and increase our efficiency by hiring essential workers that will help us optimize and scale our production, giving us the ability to have a greater impact and get this to the world as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Josh with Make-Grow Lab, and that was our solution to pollution. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Make-Grow Lab. We have Josh Brito joining us live now. Hello, Josh. Hi there. Please unmute. Josh, we can't hear you yet. That would be...
Sorry about that. Sorry, I got so excited.
It's absolutely okay. Quite understandably so. Are you ready for the Q&A session with our jury, Josh?
Yes, please. Let's do it.
5 minutes. Enjoy.
Hi.
Hi. You forget on your presentation talk about your team. Can you talk about them now?
Yes,
you and
of course. Yeah. So from the core team, which is two of us. The first person is my partner Druja Janusz, and she's kind of more like the founder of this concept that she had in her school as an industrial designer. So she came over for the designing, like design thinking, processing. Very great person to work with, and very knowledgeable in this field, especially in biofabrication. And I myself come over from like a business sale oriented side. I did banking for 5 years in the U.S. I'm actually from California myself. But I actually studied geography and environmental sciences. So together, that's kind of how we put our passion for biofabrication. Really interesting. And we also work with other scientists from other institutions. So, for example, in the past, we worked with the National Institute of Chemistry in Slovenia, and they have like a biopolymers department there, which we kind of did like a very small collaboration, you know, worked with certain biofilms. And so, yeah, it's a team of designers and scientists.
Thank you.
Josh, thank you for your presentation. If I understand it correctly, putting a little bit the pieces together, then you take food waste, it goes through microorganisms for a couple of days, it's a biological process, and then you get cellulose. Did I understand that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and then what is your status at the moment? How much of that cellulose do you already have now for your pilots?
Yeah, so right now I can tell you that right now we're in a process, where we're trying to go from small scale to build a pilot production. And right now we're seeing that for example, 1 ton of waste, we can get about 1 ton of cellulose.
Okay, thanks for that.
And what exactly is your unique IP? What is your secret sauce, and how are you sure that there will be no copycats?
Yeah, for us, we believe that what makes us unique is our technology. This we have more of like a circular process where we try to make the most out of the resources entirely from the beginning to end, and not only that, but to make it an automatic system, right? Lowering the cost of production, because what's unique about this is that this material doesn't need sunlight to grow. It doesn't need much space. It just doesn't require many resources. As a matter of fact, all you really need is a building, where you don't have to pay for the property. So a bot building, you can stack vertically and grow vertically, and just the amount of cellulose per square meter that you can get, the yield is just so much higher than other things like bamboo or trees, other forms of cellulose.
We still have 1 minute left.
So I will ask about the cost of your product to the manufacturers in comparison, for example, to plastic.
Yeah. So right now I can tell you that, for example, we have a sheet that's roughly about 45 centimeters to 25 centimeters in dimension, and that we sell for €5 right now. It's lab scale, small scale. But the cost for us is roughly about €1.
That's much higher than plastic.
Yeah, of course, and so this is our goal too, because since we're at such a small scale, right, and we're just right now starting to make prototypes for companies and starting to get a market insight, right, we're ready to scale up, and test that next level, right, which we know will drastically reduce our prices, especially once our company is certified to, for example, take in a food from companies, for example, like with waste management permits. So where companies sell us their they pay us to pick up their waste, and instead of going to landfills and going somewhere else, it comes straight to us, which we turn into a product, drastically reducing the costs for us in a larger scale.
Josh,
and we need to stop here. Thank you very much. Sorry, Josh, there was one more question coming in your direction, but unfortunately we need to be fair to all competitors with time allocation. So thank you again, Josh. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the Q&A.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, time for our 7th competitor, Hugo, autonomous farm rover integrated vehicle for irrigation with a biomedical laser.
Hello, this is Hugo Green Solution team. We build platform equipped with a laser stimulation for a crop plant. I would like to share with you our breakthrough solution. So let's start. Can you imagine that we produce cheap and safe food without contamination and without any hazard for the environment? Do you think it's possible? We believe that yes, it's possible. Today our planet and agriculture industry facing many problems. First is growing world population. There is estimated that until 2015 we had 10 billion people at our planet. Second problem is the hunger. Statistics shows that at each year about 5 million people in the world is die because of the hunger. On the other hand, in agriculture industry, which is feed world population, we achieve many challenges, such as protection of plant pollinators, elimination of agro-pollutions. But we ask ourselves how to do it when our crops need to compete with 10,000 species of insect pests, 30,000 species of weeds and countless plant disease. The other problem is that the many active substances from the pesticides which is fight with insect and plant disease, are disappeared from the market. And the problem is that implement the new one on the market, it takes 10 years and costs about 200 million euros. Because of it, our solution is combined with 5 issues such both nutrition of the crops, reduce crops pests and disease, reduce crops weeds, support plant to win competition with weeds, and increase consumer trust to food quality. And right now, I have the pleasure to present you our newborn baby, which is Hugo Farm Rover for plant stimulation in a field condition. Hugo is a platform which is used a laser biotechnology to optimize environmental process. Our technology is unique because depending on the algorithm used, the robot is able to stimulate crop plant to grow, and also in the near future would eliminate crops weeds and plant disease. We expect that our solution reduce the expense of food production in the world, increase consumer trust for agriculture sector and farmers by a production of free of chemicals residue food, protect plant pollinators by reducing use of pesticides. How it look like our target market? We could divide it for 3 parts: Poland market, European market, and world organic food market, which have different size, but together are worth around 90 billion euros. We see our big chance in cooperation with the biggest world agriculture machinery companies, for example, New Holland, Horsch, John Deere, Claas, AGCO. 2 of them, Claas and AGCO, are also our potential competitors, but with cooperation with us, they could win competitive advantages on the market. We just already protect our intellectual property by a Polish invention application, and also few days ago by the European patent application. Thanks to the funds from EIT Food Price competition, our team will be able to verify the most important benefits of our technology in the field condition, and it helps us to start our way to reach further milestones. What about time and money we need to reach our main goals? Whole time we need to introduce our solution to the global market is 5 years, and the financial resources we need for it are around 50 million euros. According to our research and development schedule, we are on the time in which we create a data analysis tool. In regarding to our marketing strategy, we are at the beginning of our way, but we plan to establish cooperation with a farm sprayer and seeder producers. And right now, we just start the test of our solution in the field condition. Of course, there is no success without our excellent Hugo Green Solution team. I believe we have succeeded team. This was Tomasz Czech from Hugo Green Solution team. Thanks for listening me.
There's something with muting the microphones. Once again, apologies for that. That was Hugo, Autonomous Farm Rover. We have Tomasz joining us live now. Tomasz, hello.
Hello, good afternoon from Krakow. Do you hear me well?
Good afternoon. Yes, we can hear you very well, Tomasz. How are you today?
Oh, I'm fine. My heart is knocking so much before the question and answer part, so...
Don't worry, Tomasz, so is everyone's. Tell me, when you were a child, did you like science fiction films? Because it looks like your technology on the surface of it is taking us straight to science fiction movies.
Yeah, I was thinking about the science fiction things, especially our technology actually comes from the Star Wars movies. Because they also use over there the laser technology, but for fighting. We also use the same technology, but for fighting with the weeds and fighting with the plant disease. So this is a strict connection with those two things. So Star Wars and our technology.
And that's the beauty of human creativity, Tomasz, that inspiration often comes from the least obvious places. Q&A, our jury waiting for you, 5 minutes. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Thomas. Thank you for the presentation.
Hello.
And for very fascinating concept. There was something that it was a little unclear to me, that it was actually what are the actual benefits in terms of yield of your solution? And then I was a little unclear about the expertise in your team.
What are the benefit of our solution? The main benefits that we, with using additional energy for stimulation of our seeds or crop plants in the field, but it should be the young plants. We increase, for example, according to the seed, we increase their germination for 2 times. And with a stimulation with the plants, we have results from our experiment in a pot condition. We have 3 times higher yield than a normal soybean yield in Poland. But of course, these are the laboratory part. This is not simply a field experiment. So we need to test our solution, so stimulation with a laser diode in the field experiment, and we have over there reliable result. Maybe they will be a bit worse than in the pot experiment, but we cross our finger to have the same results as we have in the pot experiment. And what about expertise? I don't quite understand that part of your question.
I saw the titles and the names, but not the experience or competence they have.
Experience and competence of our team, yeah? We are a team which is have a big experience, especially in the part in precision agriculture, and from that side, our idea comes, and because of our wide connection with people from that market, from Poland, we connect those people with a different expertise to our team, and that's why, for example, from the Krzysztof Jakub and Adam, they are help us to transfer our idea to our equipment. So they help us to build from our idea the Hugo, a green solution with the arm for stimulate the crop plants in the field condition.
So it's still a bit unclear for me. What do you sell? Do you sell autonomous laser shooting robot, or do you sell a technology for stimulating germination of seeds? And if so, there are many publications on this topic, which is in the public domain already. So what's your specialization, or what's your unique IP in this field?
Yeah, for that moment, what was I show also in our presentation, we have protect our IP, which is connected with medical laser diode stimulation. This is the equipment for stimulation the seeds for both their germination. And this is our patent application, but the further our steps are coming from that idea. That's why we built a platform which we wanted to use, and right now we need to test it that that the same stimulation with a diode works with juvenile plants. So that's why we goes from the seed stimulation to the
but there were
field
publications
stimulation with
from
the same technology.
2010 on this subject. So what's new in your work? That's my first question, and sorry for taking time of other members of the jury. But I have one more question. I understand that this laser can stimulate the seeds, but how it can get rid of weeds in the same time, or insects in the same time?
In the same time, okay, we want to test the specific algorithm for fighting with the pests and weeds, but with using the same technology. We could stimulate and we could fight also with the same technology, but with another algorithm for fight with the weeds and fight with the pests of the crops.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was Tomasz Czech with his project Hugo Autonomous Farm Rover. Thank you, Tomasz.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Now that Q&A was a true Star Wars session. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we have our 8th competitor, Hawora, plant-based, soy-free, gluten-free, non-dairy formula for children.
Hello, my name is Viktor Kuśmierek and this is Hawora project. Hawora is an approach of sustainable way of feeding humanity with less harm to our planet. This is our legacy for the future generations. Starting with a superfood baby formula, we are contributing to a global shift that is already happening. Our mission is to strive for the most effective nutrition for traditional beings by choosing unique ingredients for our products. Hawora is not only nutrition, but also a change of consciousness. Ensuring human well-being achieved not only through food, but also through activities for the planet and for the people. The population currently has 7.6 billion people, and it's growing at a tremendous rate. In 2050, we will reach almost 10 billion. The problem is not a space for these people, while the problem is ensuring food for everyone without harming Mother Earth. We must remember that breeding utility animals expose us to large carbon emissions, takes a lot of space, consumes huge amounts of drinking water. Today, climate change is affecting our lives. Today, we have drought. Today, diseases such as swine flu are affecting food supply chain. When satisfying the nutritional needs of conscious people, we often forget about children. After all, we should also provide them with an adequate nutrition. Products available on market contain mainly soy and cow milk. Please remember that cow's milk is very expensive to produce for our planet, because the cow that produces it consumes a lot of space, feed, produces greenhouse gases. Only 30% of people on the planet tolerate lactose. And most importantly, let's not forget about the suffering of these animals on the large farms. Nowadays, it contains many hormones and allergens, and it's genetically modified. Our solution for children is Hawora Superfood Baby Formula, so that you can start nutrition education with a diaper. This is no dairy, no soy, gluten-free approach without hormones and antibiotics. I can't imagine feeding my child soy or cow's milk products. Everyone wants good things for our children, so let's start with 100% natural ingredients. The child formula market is very large, estimated today at around $37 billion, and it's growing very rapidly because about 130 million children are born every year. About 18 million children are born in China alone, and this country is the largest recipient of powdered milk, and this market is relevant to our knowledge and experience. Our competition is not yet extensive. So far, only 2 companies offer powdered milk from plants without soy. And they are not available in Europe. Our product is better because it's based on superfood ingredients. We are brothers, so we know each other inside out, which allows us to effectively work together because we know our strengths and weakness. Aurora is what we wanted to deliver for this and the future generations, our contribution for the well-being of humanity. Our research team is Professor Piotr Koczań from Faculty of Food Sciences and Dr. Tomasz Niemiec from the Warsaw University of Life Sciences. Winning this prize will help us to evaluate our current superfood recipes and maybe develop new ones. We are self-funded, so any resource makes a difference for us. I would like to encourage you to join our revolution and make the global impact. Thank you for your attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Aura. We have Victor join live. Victor, hi.
Yes, hello. Thank you very much.
Hi.
I really appreciate it.
Great to have you with us. How does it feel to be the last competitor of the day? Would you have preferred to be the first one or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. I think the better way it will be in the middle. I think so, for me.
So that you have some perspective, but not all of it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Enjoy the Q&A.
Exactly.
5 minutes only.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Victor.
Hi.
I have a very specific question. You have a plant-based product, but where is it based upon? You don't give any details on your source that you have.
Yeah, that's why our product is developed using superfood ingredients. And our formula is our IP. So I can only mention that what you consider superfood is developed with our R&D team.
Okay, but my next question is then a bit related. Be aware that if you feed your baby, or at least when I had small children, I really want to know what I give them.
Yeah, sure. It will be published on our package, but now we are working on about the different mixtures, so we don't know which we choose for the products.
Okay. Thank you.
So basically, you are selling right now. You are selling black box. Is it at least tasty?
No, we are now developed the mixtures, so we didn't sell that yet.
I had actually a related question to Anik. Is actually there is a big resistance to change in this field. I think if I were a mother, at least when I was a junior father. What is? Do you have any? Are you working, or do you have any recommendation at the moment for this type of products from pediatricians?
Sure, the best way is natural ingredients only, without soy and cow's milk. Yeah, we had some like with the goat's milk products. It's better than cow's milk now. We're not recommendation yet. Yeah.
Victor,
Okay,
it
so
might just
what-
be the first time we have the jury speechless.
No, so about the production chain. So how you plan to produce your formula?
Yeah, so start develop the mixtures, and after that we want to make our own product line.
And yes, and do you plan to make some tests on real babies?
Yes. Of course, the consumer test is after developing. Yeah.
How hard, Victor, is legislation here? Because I know Else Nutrition, they've been struggling with that for quite a while now.
Yeah, so we don't need any registration, any certificate required in European Union, but we needed to launch the product in China.
Okay, and price, what is price competition? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, if you look at price, how do you compare them to competition?
The price of our competition, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So it was on the presentation. So for the Else Nutrition, it's $35, and the Natur's one, it's $27.
And where will you be then in the end?
No, we don't have the price yet.
And why do you want to start by China? From China?
Because that was I say. China is the largest recipient of the powdered milk. That's why we want to introduce our product to this market. And we have the knowledge. My brother Max has a lot of knowledge about this market, and we know how to introduce and secure the product there.
"40 seconds, ladies and gentlemen."
So how do you know that they will not start their own production in China if they know your ingredients?
So that's what I say. We know how to secure it on the Chinese market.
How can, if I still can use the last 20 seconds, how can a European price help you gain knowledge in the Chinese market and give you the branding there?
We don't compare it with the European Union market and the Chinese market.
Okay.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was Victor Kuśmierek. Hałora. Victor, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Not an easy ride on the Q&A session, but I'm sure you didn't expect an easy ride, did you?
Yeah, of course. That's why it was, because I was last one. I think so. But I'm very happy. Yeah.
And so are we, Victor. Thank you very much. We are happy to have you. Good luck in the competition. Best of luck.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's now try and come back to Anna, who was our first competitor who was deprived of the last 2 minutes or less of the Q&A time. Hello, Anna. It's great to have you again. Unmute, please. Try again. We still can't hear you. Unmute. Still can't hear you, Anna. Or there may be another technical reason why we can't hear you, but hopefully, can you try and plug in the cable a little? And disconnect it. Much as we tried, ladies and gentlemen, with Micro Plus and Anna Ogar joining us for the remaining 2 minutes of her Q&A, but I'm afraid our jury will have to rely on the questions they were able to ask them. Hello, Anna. Can't hear you. Yeah, now it should work. Oh, lucky you.
Because somebody needs to unmute me. I couldn't unmute myself.
That's what happens in life. Sometimes we cannot unmute ourselves. Anna, 1 minute, 30 seconds. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
So you were asking, you were answering my question about the comparison with other biostimulants before.
As I said, as I say, we do not compare directly with biostimulants, but also with biopesticide, because biostimulants, it's very much unregulated market, and quite often people blend it with fertilizers, because there is basically still no regulation in EU if it comes to biostimulators. European Union is working on that hard to push it to the biopesticide level, but we'll see how this will go. But if it comes to effectiveness, yes, we do comparison both to biopesticide and some mixture of biopesticide and biostimulants. And in that comparison, we're looking very good, especially for important economic plants, because quite often biostimulants are just used for greenhouse applications, because down there environment is easier to control and therefore also easy to apply bioproducts. that we want our microorganism and formulation be spread in widely, not just for greenhouse applications.
How this project is different from what you are doing in Insigne's lab?
It's a totally different project because in Insignes we're basing on boosting active substances based not on the microbes but on a chemical compounds, which is a totally different story because in this case we are fighting microbes with other microbes, and that is totally different approach.
And that would be more or less all the time we have for, unless we have a very quick question from someone. No? Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you very much.
Anna, it's great we finally managed to connect with you. You were the first and you are the last competitor. And let me just say that may your passion for microbes live happily ever after, irrespective of whether you win today or get the third prize or the audience prize. We never know. We'll see about that soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Łukasz.
Thank you, Anna. That was Microbe Plus, ladies and gentlemen, Anna Ogar. And that was the last startup, the first and the last startup competing in the Polish final. The jury will now have some time to deliberate and decide on the winners. And it's also a perfect moment for us to introduce the voting procedure for the Audience Award. The link to the Audience Vote website will now be shown on the screen together with a QR code that you can also use to enter the site. Starting from now, you have around 10 minutes to cast your vote. You can vote during the keynote speech, as we will close the voting poll shortly after. Please go to the link we show on the screen and vote for the startup you would like to award with the audience prize. The startup that receives the biggest number of votes will be awarded with the audience prize of €2,000. Time for our today's keynote speech, ladies and gentlemen. Biotrem is a Polish technology company that develops innovative processes for the production of dishes and packaging made of plant-based raw materials. Biotrem is also a member of EIT Food Rising Food Stars, a network organization for successful, game-changing agri-food scale-ups. The business development of Biotrem is managed by their Chief Executive Officer, Małgorzata Ten. Over 15 years of experience in the preparation and implementation of investment projects and the creation of startups. Małgorzata joining us live now. Hello, Małgorzata. Unmute, please, Małgorzata. The word mute will be the legend of the Polish final, I suppose.
The capital letters at the beginning.
Absolutely. Hi,
once again, good afternoon. It's nice to see you also.
Now the virtual stage is essentially yours, Małgorzata, after which we'll have a very short Q&A. Enjoy.
Okay. So good afternoon once again. My name is Małgorzata Ten. I'm CEO of Biotrem. We are producing and developing single-use packaging mainly from wheat bran, but also from the other waste stream, mainly from agricultural business. So here you have the founder. So it's me and Jerzy Wysocki. Jerzy is the person who is an inventor. He's the heart of the company. I'm responsible for strategy, for marketing and sales, and research and development is the George field. Our patented technology it was invented 20 years ago, but it was developed during the last few years with the strong support from Polish government and European Union. And it's highly scalable and it's easy to transfer. We can increase the production capacity, just building additional machines and putting them in our production plant in Zambrów. We established a production plant in 2016. And due to our plans for commercialization, my dream is to have to see each Biotrem plants on each continent. Our products are fully compostable. They are degrading in 30 days. So during last few years, we discovered that our technology is highly flexible. So it means that we can produce not only from wheat bran, but also from the other sustainable agricultural byproduct. And right now we are ready to put additional patent application for new type of product especially which is interesting from corn husk, which they don't consist any gluten. During the production process, there is only one ingredient. It's a wheat bran. The rest is done by high pressure and the high temperature. No chemicals, no glues, no other ingredients. And people all over the world, they love our products. Last year, we sold to almost 40 different countries, almost 10 million pieces, and we have always great reaction on our product. And moreover, during the last 24 months, our virals have been seen by 2 billion people. Our main line, which we are selling right now, it's a single-use wheat bran tableware. We have also some cutlery, which is mixture of wheat bran and PLA. But we are focusing on the wheat bran line, and from the ecological point of view, from the time of degradation, it's the best product on the market right now. So if you leave it in the woods, for sure it will disappear in 30 days. In our products, you can serve cold and hot meals. You can bake. You can use them in the microwave, and they have food safety certificates. You can use them either in restaurants, at your home, at your picnic. So they are excellent alternative to plastic and paper disposable products. So every day, global society produces 3.5 million tons of plastic. We are drowning it in plastics. So our solution is a solution which can help to solve this problem of plastic on a large scale, as a wheat bran is a really common material. So if we compare the time of disintegration, plastic can disappear in 1,000 years, when our products, they have only 30 days biodegradation time. And of course, the carbon footprint comparing to plastic is much more better. So they are so natural that you can even bite them, but of course animals prefer eat them much more than humans. But we are using this claim to show to our customers that's really so natural, there is nothing else, it's only wheat bran and no other ingredients. We are working right now on the new kind of product, will be takeaway containers. We'll be ready to launch, I think, at the end of this year. So our goal was to have more waterproof products, at least for up to 48 hours, to use those kind of products in takeaway business, which actually also because of the COVID, it's increasing pretty much. So the global demand of those kind of products, biodegradable, disposable tableware, is growing each year. So in the next 5 years, we are going to increase our production, I hope 10 times more, and to open our production facilities all over the world, not only in Europe, because wheat bran is everywhere. Our business model is based on 3 strong pillars. So we have strong research and development, we have international team of marketing, and we are preparing the policy of licensing to transfer our technology to potential partners. And we are at the point right now that we need 3 things to support our success and to have the success in 5 years. So strategic partnership with partners all over the world, especially in terms of transferring the technology, securing funds for research and development, new production plants, increase the capacity, and supportive legislation. It's, especially in Europe right now, it's the most important thing for our commercialization. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'm free to answer.
We absolutely do, Małgorzata. Hello again, thank you for the presentation. Małgorzata, you were the one who introduced Biotrem as a brand abroad, weren't you?
Yes, actually we met, we are familiar with Jerzy. I think it's more than 15 years right now, but we met in 2012, and he offered me to join, I would say, his team, and to help to commercialize what he invented a few years ago. So we built the company because before it was invention, and we created the company which showed the Biotrem to the market and the brand of Biotrem.
I may have used and admired your product a long time ago before I even knew you existed, Małgorzata, so it's a pleasure to talk to you now. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about the steps you took to actually bring your product abroad and build some international recognition for it?
Mm-hmm.
What were the steps?
It was a lot of activity on our side to create what we have right now. And I would say that if you have really innovative products, first you have to have patience, because we started to build the Biotrem in 2012. We thought that we build the factory and it will be like just right away, everybody would like to buy it, even if the price is slightly higher. Of course, we had to wait at least, I think, 2 years to break through the visibility of the product on the market. So first, of course, you have to secure the production capacity, and then you have to put a lot of effort. I wouldn't say the money, but a lot of effort to create perfect marketing for the type of product you are using. So basically, we are not producing the plates, we are saving the planet. This is the information we want to pass to the people. We educated our customers a lot. We were meetings, had a lot of hundreds of meetings, convincing people that actually is that we are telling the truth. That is 100% wheat bran. We created in 2017. We created our first virals, and it is the power of social media, because soon when we start to push our virals on Facebook, I think the visibility of the brand and the product increased rapidly. So we have a lot of contacts, we have a lot of marketing activity, even if we are not selling to some countries. For example, we have some interest from Iran, from the public television. We had our 5 seconds in a weather channel in States, but we are not selling to United States because our production capacity is too small. So I think production, first you have to have good product, that's for sure. And working with the right marketing and the sales team it was the crucial and I think the most difficult thing, not building the factory, because it was the easy part.
Absolutely. Here's another question, Małgorzata, because obviously the storytelling part, the quality of your viral content is obviously very important, especially when you try to spread internationally at a certain pace. But the question is, as you are expanding to different countries, can you give me an example of the biggest positive surprise where you came into contact with an environmentally friendly culture, with the right mindset? When people heard about your product, they instantly thought, that's what we've been waiting for. And something opposite, like you think you have explained the product well, it's a very compelling story, everyone should like it, and yet you find a little bit of resistance. So have you touched both extremes while trying to move to the international?
Of course, and there's something in the middle, of course, also. So with I think the biggest surprise, it's Latin America. We are sending right now, I think, 4th container to Argentina, and there's no legislation there supporting this kind of products. And obviously they are more expensive than plastics and the other alternatives, because if you add the costs of the transportation and our price for sure of the place, it will be twice as much expensive as alternatives. But the people we met there, and they came to Poland, they see the production plant, they are so strongly convinced that will be huge success, and we have to start thinking about building the production plant there. That it wasn't standard attitude, I would say, and especially when it's so far away. So it was the first surprise. The second was with the Metro Group, because we met actually the person from Metro Group, from sustainability department. She contacted us and she said she was searching for that kind of product for so long time, and this is exactly what she needs. And the negotiation were absolutely short. So it was the second surprise, because I thought that with the big company, especially where it was 2 years ago, we were smaller. I thought that would be a lot of time and effort on our side to convince them. And from the second, coming back to the last part of the question, actually we had the same story with one of the biggest caterers in Germany. We created for them special products. So they've got the samples, they saw the material, they look over all the certification, they check the properties, and they said, oh, but we need some special shape. So if you will do that, you can come, and then we will order like 6 million pieces or something like that. And we did it, and we came back after 6 months, and they said, okay, but it's too organic to buy.
Too organic to buy.
Organic to buy.
Did they try eating it like the goat you showed in the picture, or what?
I don't know. I think they haven't been convinced about the product at the beginning, and they were not honest with us. That's my opinion. But I have really nice shape because of this story, and it's selling really well. So I'm not complaining at the end, because the investment was actually with success.
Małgorzata, it sounds like you are now the classic example of where scaling up and gearing up production is your key bottleneck, isn't it?
Exactly. That's why we are during the second round of financing. And so, of course, it's a lot of problems right now because of the COVID. Right now, the borders will open, so nobody will invest in the company if there will be no chance to see the machines and the factory. So we start to do that in December. We had to stop for a while, and we are coming back with the investors to talk with the investors right now.
Małgorzata, at some point you joined EIT Food Rising Food Stars. Why did you join this organization?
Could you repeat, please?
At some point you joined EIT Food Rising Food Stars. The question is why?
I was on a pitch on some kind of, I think, event in Brussels. And I think a guy from an organization approached me after the pitch, and he said, this is a perfect place to match with potential partners on different fields. More partnerships than investors, but this is the platform to create communication between company like yours and your potentially competitors, but mainly with the potential partners. So you have to sign up.
Absolutely. Perhaps one last question from the motivational category. Looking back at all those incredible experiences you've had, both on the client to company relationship and also your personal development as head of the company, what would be the most valuable lessons you would like to share with the audience who is aspiring to push their product or service to the level where you currently are? The biggest lessons you've learned, in other words?
It's a question about the personality. So what I've started, I think it's the patience. So you have to believe if you have good product, and there's no place for doubts. Even if you have to wait like this 2-3 years, if you are sure what you are doing is good, you have to just wait a bit, and success will come sooner or later. Better sooner, of course.
Better sooner. We have a lot of dreamers, a lot of people who want to turn their ideas into reality, and we all wish them good luck. Thank you very much, Małgorzata. It's been a pleasure to have you. Thank you for the interview and the.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time for the audience award vote is almost over. We are giving you 1 extra minute to do that now if you haven't voted yet. Please remember, EIT Food is there to support you as an entrepreneur, regardless of what stage of business development you're at. If you have an idea or are looking to raise a Series B investment, EIT Food has support programs available to help you. These can be found at eitfood.eu/entrepreneurship. Coming back to the Innovation Prizes competition, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you the first place winners from each of the 17 countries' local finals will be invited to the grand final in autumn, during which global fame and 25,000 euros are at stake, not to mention learning from entrepreneurs from across Europe and having access to top quality training. If you'd like to watch other country finals, feel free to join us. All dates and details can be found at www.eitfood.eu/events. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to close the audience voting. We hope you use your chance to vote for the favorite startup. While we prepare to announce the audience prize winner and while the jury is deciding on the 3 main prizes, we'd like to share with you a short highlights video from the previous editions of the Innovation Prizes competition. Enjoy.
The scale of the problems that we're facing in our food system are huge. So EIT Food has come about to change this.
Events like these show the incredible creativity that people have in the space of the food industry.
The startups play a fundamental role. They take the risk of bringing these new innovations to the market.
Okay, let's do it!
We designed this competition to find new disruptive ideas.
This is one of the best call for startup in the food category.
We have found here plenty of people that really want to change the world.
There's a lot of actors working together to find solution for our project, our startup.
I never seen this beautiness in project for food tech like this one.
You learn from them, you also get some training so that you develop business plans.
This competition is inspiring, but it's also challenging.
EIT Food is experience, inspiration.
Challenging, energizing, and fun.
The future of the food ecosystem
is about connection and evolution.
Best 3 things of this competition are youth, networking, and enthusiasm.
Atmosphere, mentors, and prize.
Quality of advisors, quality of the education, and quality of the food.
You will connect to other people with other entrepreneurs, and you will learn what's happening in the food ecosystem.
There are so many solutions waiting to be implemented that can actually make a big impact on how we see the food in the future.
We want to listen to young people to see which are the best business opportunity for innovation in the food market.
To help Europe build a food system that's better for people's health, better for the environment, and also more trusted and traceable.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have the results now. Let's not create any more suspense. The winner of the audience award during the Polish final is Aurora. 2,000 euro goes to Aurora. Hello there. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Know well, Victor, that some people value the audience award most of all the award categories.
I think it's not just voices for our friends, but the voices for the audience who have not heard about us before. So thank you very much for your support. Yeah, it's very, very, very important for us.
Absolutely. Victor, congratulations on winning the audience award. And once again, good luck with your project in the future. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, I suppose now is the time for the 3 main awards: 3rd prize, 2nd prize, and of course the first winner of today's country final. Let's start with the 3rd place. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3rd place today, we have biofilms. Ladies and gentlemen, let us proceed to the 2nd place in our competition. I already have the results sent to me from the jury. The 2nd place is Bio2 Materials. Congratulations, 3,000 euros. And now, I'm sure everyone wants to know the name of the winner. Finally, the moment many of you have been waiting for. The winner of today's country final in Poland is Microbe Plus. 5,000 euros, ladies and gentlemen. The first prize winner will participate in the grand final. Hello there, Anna. I can already see you have some audience in the background.
Yes, they are. Thank you so much. And it was a great pleasure to be here and also to hear other interesting projects. Hopefully all of them will come true and can place their great products on the market. But thanks to the jury and all of the audience for a great support. Thank you so much.
Once again, congratulations on winning the Polish final. If there is anyone else you would like to say thank you to, now is your perfect moment, Anna. Like the team and friends and family.
Yes, wonderful team and 3F friends, fools, and all that supported us. Thank you so much. And we're looking for more.
Well, absolutely. There's always space for more. Congratulations on winning the country final in Poland, Anna. Pleasure to have you with us. And again, good luck with your project.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. What a day, ladies and gentlemen. Let me thank everyone involved in the preparation of today's final. Let me thank the jury, all the startups, hubs who coordinated the final, and thank you, our wonderful audience. In between sessions and startup pitches, I had a chance to take a look at the stream on YouTube, and I read some of your comments and the support you shared to individual teams. Thank you for all that, and we will have the next finals taking place soon. Our next country final will take place on 9th of July in Romania, followed by 10th of July, Slovakia, 13th of July, Latvia. That's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.